Hi guys, so I'm gonna read Superman number 61, the second story. So yeah, well, look, it's not a cover, but the opening of the story is really weird. So like the premise of the story is that like Lois Lane dyes her hair different colors to try to attract Superman, and it's very bizarre. So everyone knows that the one love of Lois Lane's life is Superman, but it's mighty hard for a girl to keep sighing for the same fellow year after year, even if the fellow is the mighty Man of Steel. So who can blame Lois Lane when she decides to change her strategy and her luck and try out several exciting new personalities to melt the adamant heart of Superman in the courtship of the three Lois Lanes? Most people think of Lois Lane as a typical career girl, a competent reporter who's always on the job. All right, Chuck, get this last shot of Superman taking those racketeers off to jail, and I'll get back up to the office and write the story up. Check, Miss Lane. But there is another side of Lois Lane's life, her personal life. For instance, she rides the subway to and from work. She usually stops in at Crump's Market at the way home. I'll take 4 lamb chops, Mr. Crump, and don't forget to trim off the fat. For a pretty lady like you, Miss Lane, it gives the best meat in the store. She has a cozy little apartment that is neat as a pin. I better get these chops in the broiler right away. She shares her apartment with her friend Peggy Wilkins, who thinks Lois is just about tops. Hi, Lois, what's cooking? Oh, yummy, deep dish apple pie. They've been working you overtime at the department store again, Peggy. Sit down and relax. Dinner will be ready in a jiffy. And when it comes to romance, Lois Lane is just like any other girl. Oh, Superman! I wish I were going out with you tonight instead of Clark Kent. Huh. Stop moaning about Superman, Lois. Our dates will be here in 10 minutes and you're not even dressed. Beat feet, sister. And Lois's social life is like any other girl's. Tonight is a double date with Clark Kent, Peggy, and Bill Smith. Hello, girls. We better hurry, Lois. We don't want to miss the opening curtain. I should say not. They say the Murdoch murder is a real chiller. Let's go. Later at the theater. Oh, Clark, isn't it an exciting play? Look at that hand holding a gun coming out from behind the curtain. It's a swell mystery yarn, Lois. But Clark Kent is no ordinary theater goer. As he watches the play, he automatically checks each detail with his X-ray vision. It's so lonely in the house tonight. Good grief, that gun that's pointing at the girl. It's loaded with a real bullet. How does Clark Kent know the bullet is real? Because this is what his X-ray vision reveals to him. A blank cartridge is a paper cup or wadding in the chamber instead of a projectile. It's a good thing Lois is so absorbed in the play, she didn't notice that I left my seat. The only way I can keep that actress from being shot is by becoming Superman. With eye-blurring speed, Superman reaches the stage just as the gun goes off. Woo, got here just in time. Superman, what in the world? You saved her life, Superman. The prop man made a mistake and loaded the gun with a real bullet instead of a blank cartridge. Oh, Superman, there's only one way to reward you for saving me. With a kiss. Uh-oh. Lois is on the scene. As usual. I better get back to my seat as Clark Kent. Oh, Superman getting a kiss from that dizzy blonde. And by the time Lois returns to her seat. Wasn't Superman terrific, Lois? I thought she looked perfectly silly when that girl kissed him. Take me home, Clark. Later at home. And if you ask me, Lois, Superman really goes for that cool blonde type. Maybe you're right, Peggy. After all these years I've been a brunette and he's hardly noticed me. I wonder how I look with blonde hair. And so the following day at Irma's beauty parlor, I must say you're doing the right thing, Miss Lane. After all, gentlemen prefer blondes. And so she's with Brooklyn, okay. And Superman certainly is a gentleman. So why shouldn't he prefer you? With blonde hair, catch on? Hours later at the Daily Planet's office. Can I help you, miss? Oof! It's Lois! If my new blonde hair can get that kind of reaction from you, Clark, just think what Superman will see when he sees me. Come on, let's go to lunch. Holy cow! I didn't know you at first. What have you done to your hair? I, sir, have joined that bleach fraternity that gentlemen are said to prefer. How do you like the transformation, Clark? Lois, Clark! Where's Lois? Oh, never mind. Get right down to 16th Street, Clark. There's a big fire at the rubber factory. Cover the story. Check, boss. We're on our way. Boss? That blonde called me boss. But I never saw her before in my life. Who is she, anyway? And when Lois and Clark arrived at the Metropolis rubber factory, I suppose you want the story, Miss Lane. Well, we got it under control now, but there's $100,000 worth of tires in there that we can't get out because of the heat. The man that owns this factory has all his money invested in it. If he loses those tires, it will bankrupt him. Excuse me, Lois. As Clark leaves her, Lois receives a close scrutiny from two curious gangsters nearby. You're right, chum. She looks just like that blonde that's supposed to testify against Rocky next week. What'd I tell you? I spotted her going to the Daily Planet building this morning. Come on, let's grab her. Seconds later, Clark Kent has become Superman and hurtles towards the smoldering building. Funny, Lois isn't down there where I left her. Wonder where she is. That girl would think nothing of going into a burning building, as long as she got her story. I've got to get these tires out of here right away, but I wish I could find Lois first. Uh-oh, my X-ray vision reveals she's in that car speeding away, and she's in the hands of two criminals. I can't stop her to go after her before I get those tires out, but maybe I can stop that car anyway. This hot liquid rubber would help. With one mighty heave, Superman sends the cooling liquid rubber hurtling through space. This should hold them till I can get down there. And the huge blob of molten rubber lands directly in front of the escaping car. Yeah, what's this gooey stuff? That car can budge an inch in it. We're stuck but good. Squish. Meanwhile, the Man of Tomorrow has found a unique way of salvaging the stockpile of tires. Making use of some nearby flagpoles, he indulges in a super game of quoits, or horseshoe pitching. So 1, 2, 3, yippee, another ringer. Moments later, when every tire has been safely removed, tisk tisk, or tick tick, the last one was only a leaner, but at least the tires were safe. Now to check up on Lois and her roughneck friends. Oh, Superman, these men were kidnapping me. They think I'm a witness in the Rocky Riordan case. Well, these two boys are the last two remaining members of Rocky's gang. The police couldn't find them, but now they can convict the whole lot together. After the mob police have taken the mobsters away. Thank you, Superman. It was simply charming of you to save me. Good grief, Lois. What's come over you? And what have you done to your hair? It looks ridiculous. Okay. Superman, huh? I'm sorry you don't like my new hairdo, but aren't you going to take me back to the office? You always do. Sorry, Lois, I'm busy. Poor Lois. She looks so unhappy, but I think it's time to teach her a much-needed lesson. And that night, Lois pours out her heart to her girlfriend. And then he just left me. Oh, why did I become a blonde? At least Superman never said I looked ridiculous before. He ignored you as a brunette and he insulted you as a blonde. That means only one thing, Lois. Superman is crazy over redheads. Oh, Peggy, did you really think? Oh my goodness, I bet you're right. I just dyed my hair the wrong shade. But it won't take long for me to change it. No siree. The following day, a special event takes place at the Metropolis Stadium. Folks, as you know, we are here today to honor our hometown baseball team. First Metropolis' most honored son, Superman, has consented to perform A little baseball stunt. Funny, where's Lois? She's supposed to cover this story. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The star pitcher of the Metropolis Red Sox sends a fastball whizzing over the plate, but the Man of Steel's bat meets it squarely. Wow, look at that ball go. It's traveling right out of the park. Juke. Yes, it's a mighty ball that the Man of Steel has batted out, for it sails through space like a runaway rocket. And as it travels, keen observers report via radio on its progress. San Francisco, it's amazing, folks. Honorable balls still traveling through air like magnificent meteor. Oh. The ball Superman hit has traveled over 2,000 miles and is still going like the wind. By Jove, what an astonishing thing! The missile Superman swatted in the United States has just passed us. Cheerio, America. So that's in London, England. And in Hong Kong, China, San Francisco. And in Metropolis, the waiting throng watches breathlessly and waits. What's Superman waiting for? Where'd the ball go? Look, Eddie, the ball's coming back into the park. A split second later, the Man of Tomorrow casually fields the ball, which he himself hit. The ball has made a complete circuit of the world. Hooray, he did it! He batted the ball around the world! What a man! That's a record no baseball player will ever match. I wish I knew what happened to Lois. Smack. You are terrific, Superman. Now I have something to tell my grandchildren about someday. Gentlemen, please. The beauty contest to choose a mascot for the Metropolis baseball team is about to begin. Just follow me. From this bevy of beauties, which has graciously consented to appear today. What does that mean? Anyway, today we will choose our worthy team's mascot. There's another young lady coming across the field, Mr. Mayor. I think she's heading right toward us. Oh, I must be dreaming. But it's not a dream, as Superman sees. It is merely a glowing, radiant, red-headed glamour girl. Hi, Superman, remember me? Well, if it isn't Bonnie and May, the movie star. It's Lois, with her hair dyed red. But she does look just like Bonnie and May. Within seconds, the entire ballpark rocks with cheers for the movie star, and an amazed Lois Lane finds herself mobbed by admirers. I just loved you in Tropical Love, Miss May. Please, sign here, please. Good grief, those autograph hunters have all crowded into one section of the bleachers, and it's starting to give way. Eek, the grandstand's cracking. Eek, we'll be killed. Oh, golly, now look what I've done. Nearby, the Man of Tomorrow loses no time. He hurtles behind home plate and... There's not a minute to spare if I'm to keep those bleachers from collapsing. This wire screen will have to do. As Superman zooms towards the tottering bleacher stand, he exerts terrific force to pressure weld the strands of wire mesh into a giant steel girder. Woo, this calls for fast action. Right now, that crowd of fans is just about one split second away from disaster. I mustn't fail. But the Man of Tomorrow does not fail. Even as the bleacher is about to fall swift, sure hands of steel slip the supporting girder into place. Well, what happened? We're not falling. Something saved us. Sometimes Lois can be an awful trial. If she hadn't dyed her hair red, and if it hadn't happened to make her look like Bonnie and May, none of this would be necessary. Minutes later. Oh, Superman, you saved us. I might have known. Just look what your foolish vanity almost did. Oh, so that's slow. Okay. Why, those people might have been killed, dyeing your hair red. Bah, I'm going home. And when Superman is left in disgust, injury is added to insult. Did you hear what Superman said? She dyed her hair. Trying to impersonate a movie star. She just wanted the crowd's attention away from us. This'll show her. Oop. Meanwhile, Superman has switched to Clark Kent and... Fake. Trying to compete with us natural beauties. Lois, what happened? Oh, Clark, I was never so glad to see anyone as I am to see you. Please take me home. I'll bet you like me with red hair, don't you? Sure, Lois. I like you anyway. With blonde hair, with red hair, even when you're a brunette now. Why, that's right. The water she threw at me washed the red rinse right out of my hair. I'm a brunette again. Oh, well, I'm not beaten yet. I'm go right after Superman again. And someday I'll make him fall in love with me. If that isn't just like Lois. After all Superman's done to discourage her, she's more determined than ever to get at him. And what more worries me, maybe someday she will. And it says, share new thrills with Superman in Action Comics and World's Finest Comics, the end. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.